YUECHI'S eyes softened, filled with nothing but her son. "That's good." Her voice was gentle, almost fragile. "Chen, tell your mother, how did you come to duel with the Duke of YUECHI'S heir? Was it deliberate? Did someone frame you?" Her brows knitted in worry. Chen lowered his head. "No, it was I who challenged him." But his eyes turned sharp, cold as steel. The truth? Wei Zhen had spat venom at him in the college, calling him a beast without a father, mocking his mother as a cheap woman. Rage had drowned out reason, and Qin Chen had stepped onto the stage. Yet the moment the duel began, poison spread through his body. This was no coincidence. It was a trap. He could never tell his mother this. With her nature, she would march straight to the Wei household, no matter the cost. And right now, their lives in the Qin family were already hanging by a thread. His gaze drifted over her, his mother, Qin YUECHI. Once she had been the jewel of the state of Qi, famed as its first beauty. Princes and nobles tripped over themselves to win her hand. Even the current sovereign had considered taking her into the palace as an imperial concubine. But then she vanished. She left it all behind. 3 years later, she returned carrying an infant, Qin Chen. The scandal rocked the capital. To bear a child without a husband was shame enough to drown a family in disgrace. In other corners of the TIANWU continent, such women were drowned in pig cages. The Qin family had raged, ready to strike her down on the spot. Only Qin Batian, King DINGWU, her father, Qin Chen's grandfather, stood against them. By invoking bloodline, he sheltered mother and child under the palace roof. But shelter was not kindness. Within DINGWU Palace, Qin YUECHI and King Chen lived as outcasts, endured sneers and scorn, branded as stains upon the family's honor. And so, even now, after Qin Chen lay unconscious 3 days and nights, no physician had been sent to see him. "Chen, Qin YUECHI whispered, striking his frail cheek. "Though you failed to awaken your bloodline this time, it doesn't matter. Don't fight on impulse again. Even if you can't be a strong man, Mother will always protect you." Her words trembled, her heart sour with grief. Dust Sun's nature was strong, too strong. If he could not overcome this burden, he would suffer again. No awakening blood? In an instant, King Chen absorbed the memories of this body. He understood. This body's talent had been good, enough to gain entry to Tianxing College, the foremost academy of Qi state, but in all its blood awakening ceremonies, he had failed, again and again. Without awakened blood, one could never step into true strength. The boy had been shattered by the truth. Once proud and burning with ambition, he collapsed into despair. Perhaps that despair had pushed him into Wei Zhen's trap. Qin YUECHI looked at him with sorrow. She thought she knew the cause. But Qin Chen only smiled softly, warmth flashing in his eyes. "Mother, don't worry. Such a setback cannot bring me down." For an 8th rank bloodline master reborn, failure to awaken meant nothing. That smile lit his face like sunlight, and Qin YUECHI's heart eased. She let out a relieved breath. So Mother is at peace. She was just about to speak further. Bang! Bang! A vicious pounding shook the door, heavy, impatient, almost like a boot against the wood. Qin YUECHI startled and hurried to open it. A maid in a silver rat fur coat swept inside. "Miss, why so long to open the door?" she snapped. Her lips said eldest lady, but her tone dripped with scorn. Respect was nowhere in her eyes. "Rouge, Chen has only just woken. His body is still weak. Keep your voice down. Don't disturb him." Rouge's gaze slid to Qin Chen, lying on the bed. For a moment, her eyes widened in surprise, then curled into a sneer. "Oh, so young Master Chen has woken. Congratulations." Her words were polite, but her voice was colder than frost. Her stare was sharp, filled not with joy, but contempt. This maid, Rouge, was no ordinary servant. She belonged to Madame Zhao, Chen's great-aunt. The Qin clan had been loyal warriors for generations, drenched in glory and blood. Qin Batian himself had reached the pinnacle, named King DINGWU by the sovereign, granted a palace and a title. His son, Qin Yuanhong, inherited both the palace and the marquisate of Anping. And his wife, Madame Zhao, became mistress of DINGWU Palace. But from the first day, Madame Zhao had despised YUECHI and CHEN. To her, they were stains, disgraces, dragging down the family name. She had schemed tirelessly to cast them out. Rouge, her favored maid, carried that venom proudly. Chen's eyes narrowed, his voice cold as he broke the silence. "What are you doing here?" Rouge blinked, startled at his tone. In the past, Chen had always lowered his head before her sharp tongue. But now, there was steel in his voice. "Master Chen, don't flatter yourself," she said, regaining her sneer. "I'm not here for you." Rouge's eyes flickered with surprise. In the past, Chen had never dared raise his voice at her. But now, he stared at her with the authority of someone reborn. "Miss," Rouge sneered, regaining her arrogance, "my lady guessed you'd be here with young Master Chen. As expected. Don't forget the agreement you made." At once, Qin Yuechi's body trembled. A shadow of humiliation swept across her face, draining her of color. She tucked the quilt carefully over Qin Chen and forced a calm smile. "Chen, rest well. Mother will step out for a while. Don't worry yourself." She turned to leave. But Qin Chen's sharp gaze caught the faint shake in her shoulders. His heart twisted. "Mother, where are you going? I'll come with you." Qin Yuechi stopped. She turned, cupping his face gently in her hands, her smile warm yet sorrowful. "Silly child, this is your home. Who here would dare bully your mother? Just rest. Don't catch cold. I'll be back soon." Qin Chen frowned, his voice deep. "No. Tell me, what agreement did you make with Madame Zhao?" Qin Yuechi faltered, hesitation flashing in her eyes. Her lips parted, but no words came. Rouge rolled her eyes impatiently. "Why bother hiding it? Young Master Chen, your mother promised to meet Lord Zhao Qiri today. He's already in the reception hall waiting." "What?" Qin Chen's fury erupted. His voice cracked like thunder. "Zhao Qiri? Zhao Feng, that viper, actually dares to force my mother to meet that beast?" Everyone knew Zhao Qiri, the most debauched lord in Qi State. His mansions overflowed with concubines, singers, dancers. He wallowed in wine and flesh, notorious as the romantic marquis. For years, he had set his eyes on Qin Yuechi, his lust barely veiled. And now, Madame Zhao had dragged him straight to their door. Qin Chen's eyes blazed, two cold flames cutting through the room. He glared at Rouge, his voice like ice. "And you, get out." Rouge flinched, startled by the killing intent in his gaze. For a moment, fear froze her tongue. Then she turned her anger toward Qin Yuechi. "Miss, is this how you raise your son? Do you mean to go back on your word? Everyone knows you agreed." Qin Chen whipped his head around. "Mother, you agreed to this?" His heart trembled violently. In his memories, she had always refused Zhao Qiri, despised his pursuit. How could she yield now? But Qin Yuechi's body shook again. Her lips quivered. After a long silence, she whispered, "Chen, you've just woken. Don't overthink it. It's only a meeting. Nothing will happen." Qin Chen's chest tightened, his voice breaking. "Mother, why? Don't you know walking into Zhao Qiri's presence is like throwing yourself to a wolf?" Rouge scoffed, her words sharp as knives. "Why? Because you, useless boy, brought this upon her. You fought Wei Zhen, nearly lost your life and fell unconscious. It was your mother who knelt outside Our Lady's doors all night, begging for a recovery pill. Out of mercy, Madame Zhao granted it. Without it, you'd already be a corpse. And now you dare ask why? Enough! Jin Yuechi's voice cut like a whip. Her beautiful eyes burned with anger as she turned on Rouge. Madame Zhao swore this matter would never be spoken of. How dare you betray her word? Qin Chen's chest ached. He finally understood his mother had swallowed her pride, bowed her head, and even bartered her dignity, all for a single recovery pill. A second-grade pill, a mere trinket worth only a few thousand silver coins. Yet, to save him, she had endured humiliation. Tears stung his eyes. He rose unsteadily, his hand gripping hers with desperate strength. Mother, no more. From today on, I won't let you suffer another moment. You'll never set foot before Zhao Curie again, not while I still draw breath. Qin Yuechi's body trembled, her tear-filled eyes locked on her son, shimmering with both sorrow and hope. Qin Chen turned, his killing intent spilling into the air like a blade unsheathed, his glare fixed on Rouge, cold and merciless. As for you, he spat, his voice as sharp as steel, get out.